Earlier this week, the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs decided that the upcoming decennial census, of course it's not decennial because it's not held after 10 years, but the upcoming census will include caste enumeration. That is, the citizens of India will be asked which caste they belong to, along with various other details. So as we all know, Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs is the most powerful cabinet committee among all the 8 committees that we have. It's headed by the Prime Minister. Now, the decision to include caste identity in the upcoming census details has been taken. It's been in the headlines for a long time. So what's the motive? We'll come to the motive later. There are several motives at a party level, at the government level, at the affirmative action level, at the judicial level, and also at the representational level. We'll come back to that. Now let's see why we need to have data related to caste. You know, India is driven by caste. Caste is a millennial institution, oppressive, exploitative, very hierarchical, exclusive, and it's a shame on us that we have caste in the country. Doesn't it have a few benefits? Yes, very symbolic benefits. Limited social capital, social support systems, etc. But they pale in comparison to the substantive inequality that the caste system represents. And the Indian Constitution abolishes caste legally. But the ground level realities are very different. They're changing because India has developed in the last approximately 100 years since our independence. Urbanization, industrialization, education, globalization, awareness, and certain bit of benchmarking with global societies has brought about some erosion of caste, but that is nothing compared to the caste that we still have to confront at every level. Some find it very harsh and others not so much, but caste is an institution which is costing us quite a lot. Socially, economically, politically, culturally and psychologically. So we have many schemes apart from the constitutional commitments. We have many schemes to root out caste. But it's still there. We have schemes of affirmative nature, representative nature, and so on. When lakhs of crores of rupees are being spent to alleviate caste, eliminate caste, and ensure the welfare of all Antyodaya, we need to have data. The data should relate to caste as it exists. Where do we stand on the question of data? You know, the data that we have is not of recent origin. In 1931, the last caste census taken under the British regime recorded about 4,200 castes, of whom 500 were scheduled caste belonging to Islamic religion and 300 were scheduled castes belonging to Christian religion. After that, you had Anthropological Survey of India conducting its People of India project, in which they have listed about 4,500 castes, of which 2,200 are general category. Language is what you speak, you reveal. That was in 1951. And there was no caste data and only SC/ST data was collected because the democratic aspirations were very low. Democracy did not deepen, and affirmative action, the scale of it was very limited. Therefore, there was neither bottom-up nor top-down need to find out the caste mosaic and its breakup of the society in India. That was in 51. But in 61, as democracy got deeper, the government told the states you could conduct your own caste surveys and you could have policies based on reservation, affirmative action based on the data that you pick up. That was in 61. In 79, Mandal Commission was set up. 80, they submitted the report. They told us that 52% of the population of the country belonged to the OBC. 2011, there was a socio-economic caste survey conducted by the Government of India, and it has extensive data on the caste, but inaccuracies are there, so it's never been made public. And in recent years, in 2015, Karnataka conducted, and that's being reconsidered now for implementation. Recently, in 22 and 23, Bihar conducted, and then Telangana government also conducted recently. This is what we have done post-independence. Now, what do we do with the data? I was talking about motives. What are the motives? First, we'll finish off with the political and party-based motive. The ruling party would not like to be cornered on this. Other parties have stolen thunder, according to some. Therefore, the ruling party would like to assert itself and then conduct the caste census so as to do what it can do. So that is at the party level. And at the electoral level, there are sizable numbers of OBC in UP. Elections are coming up. Bihar, elections are coming up. Tamil Nadu, you could rekindle a ray of hope with this data and the announcement. Remember, the census will be conducted only in 2016. Data could be out only in 17 or 18 because it is 2026, and data could be out by 27, 28 because it's digital. But the announcement itself could create some satisfaction among the people. So be it Kerala, Tamil Nadu, be it UP or Bihar, this is a very important announcement. Also remember, lakhs of crores of rupees are being spent on affirmative action. We need to know who's got the benefit, who's not got the benefit, so that we can reorient, reshape, redesign the schemes so as to target them better. That's another motive. Still another motive is there has been a campaign that 50% ceiling on caste-based reservation is not viable. OBCs make up much more than the 27% reservation they are getting, and therefore the government would like to find the data, and as state governments are doing, the government would like to implement a policy to expand the level of reservation numerically available to the OBC. That's also one expectation. Otherwise, there is no need for data. Just the data is of no use. Data has to be activated into representation and so on. Also, please remember, Supreme Court has been insisting that unless you got the data, you cannot continue with reservation. And that is at various levels. So all these are the motives. Now, I want to talk about also the 50% ceiling. All right, you've got the data. You have to expand the reservation for the caste as they stand today based on the new data, and which obviously has the implication of breaking the barrier of 50%. How did the 50% barrier come about? What is its sanctity at the union level, at the state level, for the caste reservation and for the non-caste reservation? And what are the constitutional issues? The roots are, Constitution says that there is distribution of responsibility between center and states. That's in the 7th schedule. In the union list, you find the census. That's why what Karnataka did, what Telangana did, and what Bihar did, they are not called census, they are called surveys. What about the right to privacy? Right to privacy is being respected. Tomorrow, when the enumerator comes knocking on your door, he won't compel you to reveal your caste. If you don't want to reveal, you can be secretive about it, you can be private about it. After all, you got the right to privacy. Remember Puttaswamy, 2017, Article 21. You got the right to privacy. So far, you've been exercising it in the context of when asked questions about religion. Some said, we belong to XY, Z religion. Some said, no, we won't reveal. Some said, we are Gnostics. So religion, you got the option to be private, and in caste also, you got the option to be private. But there is something related to Collection of Statistics Act 2008. Under that, if a person doesn't speak truth, if he lies and hides information, deliberately distorts information about himself, the punishment is 6 months of simple imprisonment up to, or 5,000 rupees of monetary fine, either of them for an individual. Therefore, you have to speak truth. But the chances are those Dalits who are Christians or Muslims won't reveal their religion because that will disentitle them to reservation. Also, many castes will underplay their economic status, social status so that they will be eligible or they'll continue to be eligible for the reservation. These are the hazards we need to address. And what about the other implication related to subclassification and a quota based on sub-classification for SCs and STs also? That's also a vital issue, and that will need to be addressed as well. We'll continue to deal with them as they come up.